and instead give that money to let a man whose daddy never loved him feel big for a day. It's sickening. And while you get asked to pay for Trump's ballroom and his rioter bailout fund, let's talk about who isn't being asked to pay. The Epstein class. Billionaires like Jeff Bezos. I don't know if y'all just saw this, but Jeff Bezos just went on TV to complain about people trying to raise his taxes. He said, you might have missed it, and I quote, he said, "You could double my taxes and it's not gonna help." That's what he said.
Well, then let's triple them.
Yeah, I think we should triple him. Jeff Bezos is a businessman, so let's do some math. Jeff Bezos just paid Trump $40 million for the Melania documentary. Oh! And in the big bill they just passed, they are cutting Amazon's taxes from $9 billion to $1 billion as their profits went up. And then they paid for it by kicking Americans off their health care. And now he goes on TV to say raising his taxes won't help? We aren't stupid. Cutting Bezos's taxes doesn't help. Trump doesn't need a ballroom. Billionaires don't need a tax cut. We need to tax the rich in this country. That's what we need to do. So we're gonna fight like hell against this big ugly bill 2.0. Not one more cent to the ballroom, not one more cent to ICE, not one more cent to CBP. Raise taxes on the billionaires and care for our communities so that people can pay for their utilities and pay for their gas and be able to retire in dignity and be able to have a decent job, be able to save up for their community, be able to take a damn vacation. That's what we deserve. Let's get it done. Thank you all so much, CPD.
She is the daughter of Guatemalan immigrants and someone who brings a deeply personal commitment to this fight. She has been an unwavering champion for the undocumented, for DACA recipients, and she has fought against family separation and deportations. She is also fearless and an absolute joy to work with. Let us show some love for Congresswoman Delia Ramirez.
Thank you, Kika. Thank you. Sweating, but we're still hugging, y'all, because we love each other. And hopefully we'll get health care if we get sick, right? From, those things that happen. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is a hot day here. Yes. But I think it's a really good day to melt ice. What do you think? Do you think we have the conditions, the temperature necessary to melt ice today? Yes. Well, I have a bill for that. Just saying. As you heard, I'm Congresswoman Delia Catalina Ramirez, and I represent the mighty Illinois 3rd Congressional District, northwest side of the city of Chicago and the northwestern suburbs, where we have been fighting, resisting in every possible way the forces of terror that continue to abduct, to kidnap, to detain, and take away our communities. And you and I both know that our communities have been struggling for a very long time. Yes. Am I right? Yes. We have been struggling even before November of 2024, if we're being very honest. Am I right? Yes. And so it's important for us to understand that everything that is happening right now was designed intentionally by billionaires, by corporations, by fascists, and their campaign donors that have made it possible for us to be here. But members of Congress were elected to have moral courage. They were elected to stand up for their constituents, not Jeff Bezos, not Elon Musk, and not any of those billionaires or almost trillionaires that keep taking away from you and me. And in a moment such as this, you need us to have the spine to make sure that we do what you tell us, not what a DC consultant tells us, not what others want us to do, but to actually fund care, not ICE. And as senators are, that's right. And as senators are considering another reconciliation package that prioritizes pain, war, destruction, and a ballroom, we are clear that our tax dollars, us that pay taxes, unlike them, unlike Trump, who's trying to sue the IRS so he can get more money, that corrupt one, unlike them, we're saying enough is enough. Because you and I are clear. There is another way. We have to melt ICE. Frankly, we need to abolish ICE immediately. We need to end DHS's immigration detention where over 6,000 children are sitting in detention right now, where mothers have been separated from their families, where people are working from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. so corporations who are profiting with these for-profit detention centers can make more money. And we say enough is enough. That's right. That's exactly right. Enough is enough, because we're sick and tired and we are frustrated, we're pissed off, and we're not going anywhere. So thank you for being here today and demanding more of your members of Congress, not less. And I'm committed to do everything in my power as a proud daughter of Guatemalan immigrants, as a wife to a former DACA recipient, and as a niece to a man that has been in this country for over 35 years. And because of this immigration system, it's still living in the shadows. I say enough is enough with the excuses. We must continue. Enough is enough. Continue to organize. Continue to mobilize. Continue to show up every single day until we abolish ICE and fund care. Fund care. Fund care. That's exactly right. Because when we organize, y'all, even on these hot days, let me tell you, I believe that we will win. Thank you so much. Gracias.
Muchas gracias, representante. Give it up one more time for Representative Ramirez. That's right, y'all. That's the power of our people right there. Compas, now I'm very proud to introduce a leader that is coming all the way from New Jersey. She represents the story of immigrants, represents the story of an organized community and an amazing organization called Make the Road New Jersey. So please help me welcome Isela from Make the Road New Jersey. Hueva!
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Isela. I am from Passaic County, New Jersey, and I am also a community member of Make the Road New Jersey. Today, we are back in Congress to demand that our government stops funding ICE and funds health care for all. At this time, when our families are losing access to health care and struggling with the rising cost of utility bills, the Trump administration is pushing another $70 billion in tax to pay ICE and CBP, along with billionaire big tech companies, contractors like Palantir. And instead of funneling billions into companies that help ICE track, detain, and separate families, we should be investing in people that actually need healthcare, strong public school systems, affordable education, and good paying jobs. My family feels the way of how unaffordable healthcare has become. I see how expensive it is for my parents when they go to the doctor, the rising cost of doctor visits, prescriptions, and basic care creates so much stress for working class families who are stretching already thin. No one should have to choose between health care, paying their bills, and the rent. I am a Rutgers University graduate.
Yeah!
And higher education has opened many doors of opportunities in my life. But I am worried for my siblings that they may not have the same opportunities, as the federal cuts have made financial aid unaffordable for many future college students. For too many working class families, higher education is no longer a feasible path. It simply isn't an option. This is deeply personal to me. I think about my younger siblings every day. My sister in high school, she's a 15-year-old girl and my youngest sibling who's 8 years old. They deserve to have a chance to have a bright future and to not struggle in poverty. This is why investing in healthcare and education is so important, because no family has to choose between basic needs and the opportunities. These investments that actually build a stability, dignity, and a real future for all working families. And now, please help me introduce our Congresswoman, Ana Lilia Mejia, a New Jersey fighter and a champion for immigrant and working class families. She is the daughter of immigrants from Colombia and Dominican Republic. Ana Lilia has spent her life organizing working class families for the rising minimum wage, to strengthen our democracy, to expand power in New Jersey and across the country. So please help me introduce Congresswoman Ana Lilia Mejia.
Welcome home. Bienvenida a la casa, como se dice. ¿Cómo están, compañeros? How are you, my family? Y'all, I've missed you. Me han hecho una falta, mis compañeros. I've missed my powerful, beautiful movement family. But you have to know that you got organizer on the inside. You've got to know that we are united in fighting what is just, what is right for our communities. Porque juntos tenemos la fuerza. Because united, we always have the power. People power always for the win. Now you know that, well, first, I would be remiss to not thank Popular Democracy, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, and every organizer firm, and every organizer, advocate, immigrant family, and community member who is here today. This march, this action, the work that we do is what is just, what is required in this horrible moment in our nation's history. You know, people are working harder than ever, and they're still falling behind. And then you have an administration that is willing to steal $75 billion out of the mouths of children, harming those that are ill, and creating conditions that simply increase the injustice and inequality that we, people of good conscience, fight against every single day. Yeah. We will not stop. Nope. We shall win. Yeah. We are most certainly right. Thank you. And we must persist, because my people, as my movement family always says, we have a responsibility to not only care for ourselves, but to advocate 7 generations out. And that is what we're doing today. La verdad. Now, I want to say, we are witnessing a level of cruelty that frankly has no words. You know, a few days ago, I visited Delaney Hall, and I have to say that my worst fears were confirmed. I stood in a room with close to 70 men, some crying, some clamoring, asking me, mija, ayúdame. Mija, ayúdame. Llama a mi familia. Yo no quiero estar aquí. Hago lo que sea, mija, ayúdame. I stood in a room with men who begged me, my child, help me. My child called my family. My child, I don't want to be here. And my heart broke, but my spine strengthened. Aunque el corazón se me parta, la columna se me pone fuerte porque tenemos que luchar. Y no estamos solo luchando por una comunidad, luchamos por todos. See, we're not just fighting for immigrant community. We are fighting for all of us. All of us who deserve a just democracy. All of us who deserve a just government. All of us who deserve the freedoms and protections that are promised in our Constitution.
That's right. 14th Amendment, baby.
14th Amendment all day, my friends. Due process, equal protection, birthright, citizenship. See, the 14th Amendment is the center spoke. It's the second founding. See, while we celebrate and commemorate 250 years of the founding of this nation, we know that at the founding of this nation, we said all men are created equal, but we didn't mean it. We didn't mean it. And it was through struggle of people like us that we grabbed those words and we pulled them to cover us all. And they are coming to snap them back. And they say that they're only attacking those who are criminals. And they say that they are attacking those who do not deserve to be in this nation. But the only criminals I see, the only people I see that I would like to say I do not share a nationality with you are those criminals who break the Constitution, who harm the American people, who turn their guns against us. We are at a crossroads. The moment to fight is now. The moment to unite is always. And I know that with my family, whether it's Popular Democracy, CASA, Make the Road, y'all call out your organizations.
Stand up, Alaska!
From Puerto Rico to Alaska and everything in between. We stand united, we stand strong, we stand resolved, porque mis compañeros, nosotros somos el cambio. We are the change. We are the power. We will be the victorious. Because what we are doing is just. And that arc of the universe, we're the ones who bend it. Thank you, mis compañeros. Gracias, mis compañeros.
Gracias, Ana Lilia. Un aplauso para Ana Lilia. Muchas gracias, compañera. All right, so we're so happy to have Ana Lilia now represent all of us in Congress. And we have another incredible sister that has been in the movement, that actually founded organizations, immigrant rights organizations in Washington State, was part of the founding of the Fair Immigration Reform Movement. Give it up for Pramila Jayapal, that has been the voice for immigrants and progressive values in Congress. Thank you so much for being here, Representative.
Thank you so much. I am so happy to see CPD in the house. And how great is it that we have Ana Lilia Mejia in Congress now? Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm Pramila Jayapal. I represent the Seattle area here in Congress. And I am here to say that we are bringing the literal and the figurative heat to these Republicans to stand up and grow a spine and say not one more cent to ICE and CBP. Fund care, not ICE. Now we're in a moment where Trump is saying the quiet part out loud. Last week he said, I just don't care about Americans' financial situation. And that couldn't be clearer in the policies that he is putting forward. He has stripped health health care from millions of Americans, did he care about the millions of Americans who were forced off health care? No! Did he care about the parents who are just trying to get by on $6 of food assistance a day when he slashed that food assistance? No! Did he care about the working people who relied on Medicaid to go to the doctor and now are missing their treatments and just getting sicker? No! Does he care about ICE agents murdering Renee Good and Alex Preddy in our streets? No! Does he care about the American people? No! That is exactly why he just wants to allow ICE and CBP to continue to terrorize our communities, to continue to kidnap and disappear hundreds of thousands of people and separate over 100,000 children from their parents. That is why, instead of giving you health care, he wants to give ICE and CBP another $70 billion on top of their $170 billion slush fund that the big bad betrayal bill gave them last year. So just think about this. He is stripping your health care, your food assistance, your energy assistance, even as prices for literally everything have gone up. And so you're being here today, and people across the country weighing in with the Republicans to say, do not fund another cent for ICE and CBP. Fund the care of the American people. Fund what is right for our families. Fund what is about love and generosity and everyone having the opportunity to thrive, not just survive. Yes. Fund care, not ICE. You ready to say it? Fund care, not ICE. Fund care, not ICE. Fund care, not ICE. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rally. Keep it up. And thank you, Kika Matos.
Thank you. I love this woman. A long-time badass. Our next speaker is an unapologetic, fearless warrior for justice and a long-time partner in the fight for immigrant justice. Hailing from the beautiful state of Michigan, let us give it up for Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib.
Thank you all so much. As you all know, I come from Detroit, the most beautiful, blackest city in the country. Yes, it is. And one of the things that our community mothers and advocates have taught us over the years is this institution behind us doesn't move unless we make them move. That means we march. That means we push back. That means we advocate. That means we get louder and louder every time they try to ignore us. So we're here and we're being very, very clear. We want you to fund our communities, fund care, not ICE. It is so incredibly hard for me to watch my colleagues, both Democrats and Republicans, always seem to come up with money for wars, for violence, for cruelty, but not funding for somebody that is sick in our community that doesn't have access to quality health care. They don't always seem to have the money to help a mother get access to quality child care. They don't always seem to even have the money when I tell them that we have people right now that are drinking dirty water in our country. We need clean water. It is a human right. They never have money for that, but they always have money for war, violence, destruction, and cruelty, like ICE and CPP has been doing for decades. In Southwest Detroit, which had 20 different ethnicities where I grew up, I could tell you, as soon as after 9/11 and they created this mass deportation, this culture within this agency militarizing our communities. They were doing checkpoints. They were racial profiling. They were stopping my neighbors that literally then had to start carrying their documents with them. They were doing it in front of schools, in front of faith organizations, churches, and mosques. And as we continue to tell them, no matter what, that this is making us more unsafe than making us safe at all. If anything, they were turning on us, communities of color, all over the country. And right now, my colleagues are saying it's not enough how much they gave them in the big betrayal bill, where they cut people off of food assistance and Medicaid. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me. And now they want another $70 billion. Can you imagine what we can do with $70 billion in our community? Our babies in schools right now that have garbage bags over their drinking fountains can have clean water. Imagine. We can have communities that are literally not sending their children to schools that are leaky roofs. They could be right now a child that doesn't have to go to bed hungry if we can spend that money on care, not destruction and violence. And it's very clear to me, the American people don't want Congress to spend billions on ICE and CBP. It is very clear. Not just imagine for a second if we funded care and investments in our communities with the same urgency and scale, right? Don't just imagine it, make them do it. Don't just dream of it, make them do it. This is how we protect our democracy, is the right to dissent, to push back against those that think this status quo and funding this violence in our communities is okay. We wouldn't hear directly from mothers worrying every day about how they will afford childcare or doctor's visit without falling into medical debt. We wouldn't have millions of people being kicked off of healthcare because it became too costly and Republicans refused to act. We wouldn't hear from students being told that their professional degrees don't matter, shame, that they can't access the federal student loans they need to become nurses, therapists, teachers, and public servants our nation desperately needs. As a community organizer, I'm telling you, they wouldn't hear from us. They wouldn't hear from these folks if we actually funded care and not destruction and violence like organizations like ICE. I've learned that real transformative change always comes from the outside in. And it's important for all of you to know these for-profit companies that are literally opening these ICE cages and ICE warehouses, you know, they're crying right now that they're not making enough money. $240 million or $50 million GEO Group made last year. They're like, that's not enough. We would like to cage more people. We would like all these people that died in ICE detention in these for-profit industry. We would like to do more of that. It's shameful that we separated 100,000 children from their immigrant parents. It is shameful that our country continues to fund that. Not fund reunification, family, communities that desperately need us to focus again on helping them not only survive but be able to thrive. So keep advocating, keep pushing back. I can tell you more and more people now see what we've been telling people. It's not just about abolishing ICE. It's about the fact that we always see this institution fund things that many people see destroying our communities, not uplifting them and supporting them. You all speak the truth. Continue to do that. And I'll tell you, in Detroit, we saw it over and over again. These folks didn't wake up one day and said the Civil Rights Act is a good thing. We made them understand the Civil Rights Act better pass, or we're going to continue marching and pushing back against them. So continue to scream from the top of your lungs, fund care, not ICE. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Representative. I appreciate you. Give it up for Representative Tlaib. Thank you so much for standing up for immigrants all across. So now we're going to Pennsylvania, y'all. Pennsylvania has been seeing a very tough presence of ICE, and we have an incredible advocate. His name is Jay Lee, and he's with Woody Center, PA. Give it up for the Korean community who's here being represented and actually saying no more money for ICE. Welcome. Give it up for Jay Lee, yo.
All right, all of us who marched from ICE building to here this morning. You heard this before, so bear with me, please. 안녕하세요. 우리 센터 이재희입니다. We're here today to talk about where our money is going and how our government should fund care for communities. My name is Jay Lee. I am a National Guard Army veteran and a Korean and Asian community organizer at Woody Center in Pennsylvania. We are Pennsylvania affiliate of NACASEC, a member of Pennsylvania Immigration Coalition, and part of FIRM. I joined the National Guard under President Bush because it was a way I could afford college. And this reality is true for many Americans who are looking to build their lives here in this country, but have limited options. In the Army, we don't just talk about accountability, we live it. If a single piece of equipment goes missing, the mission could stop until we find it. We respect the taxpayers who fund us. We know that every dollar we spend comes from the hard work of the American people. But right now, Congress is giving the Department of Homeland Security a green light to act like it's above the law and the people. Last year, Congress handed DHS a $170 billion a blank check to do whatever they want. They gave ICE and CBP more money than almost all militaries on the face of the earth. But here is the part that we should be scared of. This money came with no strings attached. There are no guardrails. There is no oversight. And the Trump administration is going on a lawless spending spree. When I joined the National Guard, I never imagined that it would be used for something like it's being used today, as a paramilitary force for a president's personal agenda. Meanwhile, we, everyday people, are struggling to afford to survive. With the ground beef costs up 15% and healthcare costs forcing people to skip their prescriptions, DHS is getting billions to assault our communities. They're buying up industrial warehouses at 30% above the market value to turn them into a massive detention camps. Worse yet, they're using this money to attack the very people who serve this country. Staff Sergeant Matthew Blank wore the uniform just like I did. But while he was serving our country, ICE arrested his wife, Annie Ramos, while she was trying to activate her military spouse benefits. This isn't national defense or public safety. It's a cruelty and a government agency with too much money and too little accountability. That $170 billion could have paid for 4 years of Medicaid for 10 million people. It could have relieved over 6 million people of their student loan debt. Uri Center and Nakasek have been surveying Asian American voters, and they are clear, overwhelmingly. They are concerned about healthcare costs. While DHS is getting billions of dollars without accountability, families must choose between putting food on the table and taking their children to the doctor. And now Congress wants to hand them another $71 billion in a new spending bill. Again, with no restrictions, no rules. As a veteran, I'm calling it what it is, a total failure of duty. You do not give billions of dollars to an agency that hides its spending from Congress and kills people in its custody. You definitely don't give them a raise for failing. We are here to say, not one more dollar. No more blank checks. No more lawless spending. It's time to fund our families and our veterans, not the agency that's breaking them apart. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, representing one of my favorite national immigrant rights organizations filled with leaders that fight for justice each and every day. I call them Casa Mundo now because they started with Maryland and then they spread to Virginia and Pennsylvania. So representing Casa, let's give it up for Raimundo. Gracias.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Raimundo Pifas. My name is Raimundo Pifas, and I have membership for CASA organization for the last 4 years. Do you speaking? Okay, and I am member of the community that beginning impacted persecution for these policies and the administration and beginning harsh tone from the fear and the action the leader for the rest to separate of the family, ICE, immigration and customer enforcement and CBP, custom of the border protection have continued to escalate to use the violences and tactic again for us, the Latin and Black community. For me, it's more important to raise my voice for myself, for my working class community, and for well-beginning in the country that Congress did not approve for more money, and that this organization that is separate family impact the economy by a stop stopping us
from our jobs,
for the job from enjoy or day of with family. Why are they hard as like this? Separate immigrant family factory, the association fabric. Because the physiology, arm, and the family is the more important thing, and the father and the mother are the primary contact and bond on the unit of the community, allowing us to remain stop on the unit. Why do they want to divide us? We ask on the Congress do not allocate another dollar to the ICE or CBP during the reconciliation process. Now I call on again for justice and confronting for the system of opposition for the inequality for the Black, Latin, immigrant, and world-class community about the all urgent due to vote no any additional funding to the ICE this year, no on more dollar. We cannot fund that on separate. Thank you.
¡Que viva Raimundo! ¡Que viva el pueblo inmigrante! That's right, we're here and we're not going anywhere, y'all. And like Raimundo said, this is life or death for our communities, and we will continue organizing to ensure that our families have access to healthcare, education, and their basic principles, and not a single dollar goes to ICE. And with that in mind, we have a very powerful leader. Her name is Lynn Rivera. She came to one of the health centers in Ohio looking for services for her family, and now is here in Washington, D.C. for the first time, ready to share her story and represent her community and make sure that members in Congress understand that there's no way that we're going to continue letting them cut, slash, and take away these life-saving programs for ourselves and our communities. So help me welcome Lynn Rivera, y'all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Lynn. I am from Ohio. That is Dayton, Ohio. I want to say thank you all for being here. I'm grateful to be here. I actually wanted to be professional, but I'm representing my son today. This here is his hat. He's here to learn, he's here to stand, he's here to fight, but he's not currently here, so I am here. This is one of his heroes, and I am one of his heroes, and Congress is supposed to be one of his heroes. I am here and I want to say thank you to Popular Democracy, thank you to Hills Champion, thank you to Empowered by Dayton and Inspired by Us. I am raising my 3-year-old son in Dayton, Ohio. He is a happy, lucky kid. He knows half his alphabet and he counts everything. Both my son and I are on Medicaid,
and supplemental nutrition assistance. In this last year, I'm gonna get personal, my food assistance has been frozen.
That ain't right.
It was frozen for more than a month and a half, and it has also been cut twice. I feel like I'm a pretty compliant parent. Nothing has changed on my part. My income has not changed. It has not increased. I have sought help. For those of you who don't know, you know how it is. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to tell you how it is. You can be on phone for hours and hours trying to get assistance, trying to get an appeal, trying to get help. I'm here to speak to Congress. Please, listen, support the people that supported you. We are here. Don't cut us. Do not take food from my son. Don't take health care from my son, from our families. As a mother and a grandmother, I'm here to stand up for the families. There are times, thank you. There are times, I'm still personal, okay? There are times that I'm scared. Scared that we can go hungry. That is nothing no parent should have to go through. While our benefits and stuff have been cut and this fear is going through me, I do what I have to do. Have we been to food banks? Yes. And guess what? My son was with me as well. He's able to see what we're having to do. Kids pick up, whether they understand your verbalized communication, your energy speaks volumes. So he knows when his mom feels uneasy. He knows when my mental is not where it should be. I will do anything for my children. Toddlers get sick all of the time. He's had to go to the ER twice already in his short life. My mind, what am I supposed to do if they cut him off of health care? I just want to continue to raising a happy, healthy kid. And I'm here to stand with everybody that believes that all things is possible. Amen. Congress is trying to make this impossible. I have anxiety and I have constant fear all the time. I actually get a tightening in my body and my mind of not knowing what's going to happen next. Is they going to come bother me again? Did I didn't turn this in? Did I miss a call? What's happening? Is these cuts? Where am I going to go? It's just me and him.
That ain't right.
My baby can feel this. I don't want him to feel that. I am trying to build stability, not only stability, but sustainability for us while we are in this transition. But these cuts are making it harder. I have worked for 23 years as a nurse. So I know that this is not just going to affect my family. This is going to impact all the people, all the patients that I have been around. It's going to be devastating. You can just imagine. I can't imagine. We people coming in with multiple disabilities, severe emergencies, people who need long-term rehabilitation. I hate to say it, but these cuts can mean people will die. And everybody know that the inevitable is a possibility to that. So with that being said, my son is absorbing these things, everything around him, and he's learning what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Through all of this pain and struggle, I tell it again, he's been right here on my hip. He is learning what you have done, and I speak to Representative Turner. This is unacceptable. Support the people that supported you as you were coming up. You know this as being an ex officio member, once being the mayor of Dayton, Ohio. You know what the people expect. You know how to support people. You know our concerns and you know our issues. Thank you. How can we do this? How can you do this? I'm fighting to protect my baby, and I'm fighting to protect my life. Representative Turner, what happened to you? I'm fighting to protect my baby. I'm fighting to protect my life. I'm fighting to protect my baby, and I'm fighting to protect my life. How can you look at my child or any of these beautiful children as they practice their ABCs and as they count everything? You are going to take food out of their mouth? You're going to keep them from seeing the doctor? Shame on you. Shame on you. I'm going to leave with this. Everybody, every family, every mother, every father, every grandparent, everybody should have everything they need to be able to take care of their families. To take them from just surviving to thriving. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
much.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're back to representation from the East Coast. My neighbor from Maine People's Action, let us welcome Azalea Cormier. Give it up and show her some love.
I hope I didn't butcher you.
Thank you so much. No, you did great. Hi, everyone. It is such an honor to stand with you all today in solidarity, and I'm so sorry that we have to stand together to fight for basic human dignities, which we inherently deserve as human beings.
Talk to us, love.
Sorry, I'm trying to get into my notes up. I gotcha. Here we go. All right. My name is Azalea, and I also have the privilege of serving as an elected official in my community back home in Maine. Growing up in Maine, I watched helplessly as the 2008 recession caused my hometown to just fall into disrepair. My neighbors had to choose between food on their kids' plates, healthcare for their overworked bodies, and maintaining their family homes. It's an impossible choice, and I distinctly remember my parents' hard conversations in the kitchen, looking down on me tearfully as I offered up my own piggy bank of loose change. Families have been having these heart-wrenching conversations for decades now, in the richest country on this planet. I stand here today, and of course my note went away, but I stand here with you today because years in my town's government have shown me firsthand how wide the gap is between a thriving community and the present human cost of putting profits before people. It is not something our communities can bridge alone. Our towns, our schools, our household budgets have spiked as a result of these lawmakers' indifference. So sorry. When it comes to delivering on reasonable healthcare costs, this January, my own healthcare costs raised by 500%, alongside my neighbors and their families, forcing us to work overtime before we can make time for our communities and for the people that we love. The long-term health care that I have received has saved my life and my mother hers. And now, as we all scramble to comply with these increased hikes, our representatives here in DC look the other way. Where are the health care negotiations that we were promised last November? Where in the world would failing votes negotiating for our health care be good enough? Why is our well-being not a priority of our government and our so-called leadership? My Senator Susan Collins has made a public pledge in 1997, the year I was born, to serve only 2 terms. She claimed to be one of us and for us, and she has no idea what it is like. She, like so many of our representatives, bring home breadcrumbs as campaign fodder and tell us to be grateful. She is not alone. We see our representatives cast the occasional vote for us, but only when the outcome is already decided and only when they need something to point to when they get back home. When it actually matters, when the vote is close and when the stakes are real, they stand together pouring billions into ICE with no reforms, no accountability, and while our families cannot afford simply living between housing, food, and health care. Our supposed leaders should be protecting their communities' well-being back home. Congress, the people of this country demand that you fight for care and not cruelty. Fund care and not ICE. Thank you.
Give it up for Azalea from Maine People's Alliance, y'all. All right, we're getting close to the end. Give it up for Gay Corselli from New York. This is a veteran fighter of justice, y'all. She's been around fighting for access to healthcare in New York for decades, so it's an honor to have you, Gay. Thank you so much for being here with us.
When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Thank you. Okay. So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gay, and I am a leader and an advocate with the agency, organization called Vocal New York. We fight for communities directly impacted by the bad policy decisions we're talking about today. I am also part of the Positive Leaders Union, For those that don't know, positive means that you have HIV or AIDS. And the Homelessness Union, working to end AIDS and to end homelessness. I stand before you today as a 69-year-old, slightly disabled woman, a single mother of 3 daughters, a set of twins in there, and we have 3 generations here today. Yeah. My daughter and my granddaughter. So we stand before you with 3 generations speaking out for our future generations, right? Because that's really important, right? We're talking about people, and I'm off script, but we're talking about people's lives, right? We're talking about families. We're talking about future generations. So it's really kind of important. Families are struggling to pay rent. Seniors are choosing between groceries and medication. Working people cannot afford health care, child care, or housing. Food assistance programs are under attack. Medicaid is being threatened. But when we're under attack, what do we do? Fight back! When we're under attack, what do we do? Fight back! So why are we taking taxpayer dollars away from programs that sustain life and redirecting them into a system that destroys it? Since President Trump took office, dozens of people have died in ICE custody. That ain't right. Is that right? That ain't right. Okay. Families have been separated. Children have been detained in inhumane conditions. Communities are living in fear. Like, these are not just numbers on a page. These are behind each statistic is a person, is a family. So you need to keep that in mind, right? And now they want to give this agency billions more. For what? More raids, more detention centers, more family separation, more trauma. Meanwhile, let me tell you what Medicaid did for me. In 2005, I survived a horrific sexual assault, kidnapping, and stalking. And as a result of that assault, I became HIV positive. Not only was I carrying unimaginable trauma, but suddenly my life depended on access to health care. Do you know what it takes to survive HIV? I really want y'all to be listening to me, and not just with your ears, with your heart, right? Because we're here today. This is between life and death. It's not a cold, a cough. It's life or death, depends on us. So, without treatment, HIV is a death sentence. Without Medicaid, I would not be standing here today. Let me say that again. Without Medicaid, I would not be alive. Because of my Medicaid, I was able to get the care and medication I needed to survive. Because of Medicaid, my daughters still have their mother. Because of Medicaid, my granddaughter gets to know her grandmother. Because of Medicaid, I am alive to serve my church, my community, and my country. So when you talk about cutting Medicaid, understand what that really means. It means cutting off lifelines. It means people becoming homeless. It means threatening disabled people like me. It means threatening children. It means threatening people living with HIV, AIDS, diabetes, cancer, heart disease, and other chronic illnesses. These cuts are causing preventable suffering. And is that right? That ain't right. Preventable suffering, preventable illnesses, and preventable death. So I ask you again, why is there always money to punish people, but never enough money to care for them?
Thank you.
Why is there money to expand ICE, but not enough to feed families who depend on SNAP? Why is there money for detention centers, but not enough for rental assistance to keep people housed? Why is there enough money for rate, but not enough for health care? This is not just about policy. This is about values. This is about what kind of country we choose to be. A country that invests in fear, punishment, and division, or a country that invests in life, dignity, and human survival. We are not asking for sympathy. We are asking and demanding action. So we're not looking for sympathy. We're looking for action. We're not looking for sympathy.
We're looking for action.
Okay, and so I just want to finish and say, we are say no to an additional $71 billion for ICE. That's outrageous. Say yes to Medicaid. Say yes, yes. Okay. Say yes to affordable health care. Yes, yes. Say yes to housing the homeless. Yes. Say yes to protecting children, seniors, disabled people, and working families. Yes. Choose humanity. Choose people over politics. Thank you. Okay, she's going to talk about my Okay, and I'd like to introduce Melita, who's my daughter, and she lives in Mike Lauer's district, District 17, where a lot of agencies, organizations on the East Coast are investing in this race. She's just going to be short because I know we're ready to go, because I know I'm ready to go. But thank you all for listening. I appreciate it. It means something.
Good afternoon. My name is Melita. I live in New York, Congressional District 17 in New York. And this message is directly for you, Mike. Mike Lawler has continued to support an agenda that disproportionately affects the minorities in not only his district, but this nation. He continues to support an agenda that threatens food assistance, health care, housing, and education. Let's be clear, these are not budget choices. These are political choices. And we will hold him and every other GOP in a swing district politically accountable.
That's right, that's right.
We are watching. Vote them out.
Vote them out.
We are watching. We are paying attention. When you are cutting our Medicaid, it is deepening the gaps in health care. When you cut SNAP, our children are going hungry. And when you support ICE, you continue to over-police communities that have already been suffering.
Yes, say that, say that.
With that, I will say, vote no to the $71 billion, or we will vote in record numbers come November.
That's right. Vote no, vote
No, vote no.
Vote no, vote no.
Powerful words, thank you. I'm gonna ask Tony to come up from Care in Action. Let's show Tony some love. And Tony has quite the posse. Thank you.
Care, no ice. Pound care, no ice. Pound care, no ice. Pound care, no ice. Pound care, no ice.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Estella Igas, and I'm a proud home care worker and a proud member of Care in Action. I have been a home care worker for 9 years. I am here today to speak on behalf of home care workers, house cleaners, and nannies, many of whom are immigrants, and all of whom deserve to live and work with dignity. I know what care means because I lived it with my own daughter. In 2005, my daughter was diagnosed with Huntington's disease. As her condition got worse, I knew I had to make sure she was comfortable, happy, and cared for at home. Being a caregiver is never easy. When someone is in your care, they are in your hands, and you have to make sure they are properly cared for and feel safe. My daughter has since passed away.
Much love.
I miss her every day, but I am grateful I was able to care for her at home and wish I knew then what I know now about care. I have cared also for other people. I once worked with an older woman who had dementia. She needed proper care too, and we built a strong bond. I also cared for workers who need care. When we are sick, tired, injured, or struggling, we need support too. This is why I'm here to say, fund care, not ICE.
Fund care, no ice. Fund care, no ice. Fund care, no ice.
Fondo para el cuidado, no para la migra. Fondo para el cuidado,
no para la migra.
Fondo para el cuidado,
no para la migra.
Fondo para el cuidado, no para la migra.
We need more home care workers. We need paid leave, better pay, benefits, and the ability to take care of our own families. Care workers should not have to live or work in fear. Families should not have to choose between getting the care they need and keeping their loved ones safe. And our government should not use our money to terrorize our communities. We all have stories to tell, and we all deserve care, dignity, and a future where we can live and work without fear. Thank you, and God bless.
The people united, you never be defeated. The people united, you never be defeated.
Fondos para el cuidado.
No para la
migra.
Aquí estamos.
No para la migra. All right, yo. Un aplauso para Care in Action. Que viva Care in Action. All right, folks. We have people that came all the way from Alaska, yo. That's like 17 hours. And we have a freedom fighter called Aaron Jackson that is the executive director of Stand Up Alaska that we have the greatest privilege to welcome to this land in DC and to hear her power and her speech. Welcome, Aaron. Thank you so much.
Woo! Hey, everybody. My name is Aaron Jackson Hill, and I'm with Stand Up Alaska. I traveled 4,000 miles to come here to deliver one message. To Nick Begich and Dan Sullivan. Last year, my health care premiums were $500. This year, my health care premiums are $2,400. That's right. I stand here before you without health insurance. And what I want to ask, sirs, is why is my pain less important than yours? I will not stop fighting. We will not stop fighting until we enjoy the same health care that you have. Now let me speak to the $70 billion that they want to fund ICE with. Don't do it.
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 These deaths, all of these deaths that you see here are on your conscience. And if you can live with that, so be it. But I'll tell you what, if you can live with that, we cannot live with you as our elected officials, and we will vote you out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. So if you don't vote no, just know that you will no longer have a job in November. Not either one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aaron. That's right. We'll remember in November. Say it with me. We'll remember in November. We'll remember in November. All right, y'all. Now I have the pleasure to introduce Pastor Prince Mushunju. He is the pastor of Mundeke Gospel Mission Church and is a former refugee coming from North Carolina. Give it up. Thank you so much for being here, Reverend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dr. King said they will never give us voluntarily what we are demanding to them. We need to fight. And thank you for marching today. We are fighting. And we know that they are hearing what we need. My name is Prince Mundeke Mushunju. I came in America in 2015 as a refugee with zero English. I learned English here. I came through the Church World Service, which is one of the refugee agencies. I came here with my wife, and today we have 4 children. We have 3 boys and 1 girl, and I do believe they will be the next president of America. I believe they will be the next member of, they'll be the senators, they'll be the representative of North Carolina one day. So for those who are Republicans and don't want to vote for Medicaid, they want to vote for ICE. I'm telling you that tomorrow, my children, the generation after us, will ask you question, why didn't you act when you were needed to act? We do believe in November, we are going out and vote. We are going to vote for change. This is our time to stand out as people that feel less than others. Through this administration, they say no to immigration and refugees, but they say yes to white Afrikaners. This is discrimination. There are black refugees in Africa suffering, waiting to come in America. There are Asian refugees. There are Latino refugees in Mexico. They are in Venezuela waiting to come here. Their family are here. Their people are here. Their community are here. But they say no to that. But they say yes to 10,000 of Afrikaner refugees because they are white. Is this not discrimination in America? We don't believe in such America. America is for everyone. Today, they are saying about the Operation Paris. They are detaining people of color. They are detaining people. They are deporting people. Today we are Americans, but we feel less American than others because we are living in the streets. Right now I'm here, but maybe I'll be arrested and get deported. What about my family? People are not going out. Today I'm representing the black refugees. I'm representing the white refugees. I'm representing all refugees. I'm representing 1,000 refugees who are working right now in a chicken pound so that we can have food on the table. I'm representing refugees who are crying every day, who are working 2-3 jobs so that they can pay taxes. So they are paid because we are paying taxes. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prince. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Prince. Powerful words, especially not only Prince is like represents the impact of how people are seeking refuge and not getting it, because this is happening across the country in terms of refugees, asylum seekers are getting deported. And these funds that they're trying to pass will just make that even worse. So to close the program, I'm very proud to give the mic to Ana Isabel Alonso, who comes all the way from Baladaos district and firsthand also understands the impact of these cuts for her and her family, but nonetheless she's here advocating for herself and all of us. Thank you, Ana. Give it up for Ana, all the way from California.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for Popular Democracy and Will Champions for giving me the opportunity to say my story. My name is Ana Alonso from Bakersfield, California. I'm an organizer representing all the people that are in immigration retentions, especially for those from Padres Unidos de Kern and Jorge Ibarra and your family. This is for you guys. You guys are not alone. We are closing this event, and I hope you can see the reflection for the history of millions of people that depends on the health services, like me, through my history. I'm an immigrant for Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. I immigrated here at the age of 18. I came with a dream for a better life. I have 24 years loving America, trying to make it better, making it great. I work at the fields of making agriculture, which provide food to put in our tables. I also work in the classrooms, educating and shaping the young minds. I have an organization, Padres Unidos de Kern. We give back by volunteer at the Ronald McDonald House, and we help others, families with disabled children navigating the system that are so hard to access. My family is composed by my mother and my 3 sons, 2 of who I adopt. Every single person in my household has a disability. Most of us have multiple disabilities. We rely on medical, in-home support services, and regional center services to survive. So when we talk about cuts, please understand, you're talking about our lives. Everyone in these households depend on medicals. My mother and my 2 sons rely on in-home support services. We have 12 caretakers rotating in our home every week, providing around-the-clock care. They help us eat, bathe, move, stay safe, and survive emergencies. Without them, our family collapses. They are the faces of the emergencies for us, to save us. Without them, we collapse. And if medical cuts move forward, that's exactly what will happen. If medical cuts cost more, the outcomes is go even more directly. We'll go be die. Please, don't fund ICE, fund care. Yes. One of my son's medication costs $5,300 a month. But the problem is that he takes 23 medications in total. It is no way I can keep him alive by myself. Every day I see families like mine forced to beg for basic needs. We are already exhausted, and for many of us, the fight is even harder because of systematic racism and anti-bias system. So I need to ask you, if medical and in-home support services cut, who is going to support families like mine? Someone has to. I want to be very clear. You are making decisions that will determine where people live or die. Please do not treat this like a light topic. Please care. The cuts put families like mine in danger. It means choosing to turn your backs on people who cannot survive without support. We are not numbers. We are not fraud. We are human life. We have the right to live with our health, dignity, and safety. Our health with our services, good services with a baseline is not gonna work. Each of us in a disabled community, we are unique. Do not measure us with a single yardstick. We don't need, each of us, we need and we are unique. Protect our health, care and services. Invest in our health. Fund care, no ICE. And I'm saying this to all the representatives. Remember, we got to remember in November. Fund care, no ICE. Don't commit genocide once again.
All right, y'all. So this portion of the program has ended. We've heard from powerful stories, and now we're going to bring those stories into the halls of Congress. So thank you so much for joining, and let's make sure that we organize, because when we organize, we win. When we organize, we win. Thank you so much, everybody.